All right, so here we are, Tuesday, Thanksgiving weekend. Happy almost Thanksgiving, everyone. So couple of quick updates. One, that little girl, the Hawaiian girl that I did a couple of covers for, and I wrote a song with one of her poems. They love it. I'm so happy. You just want you want people to dig it, right? She's like 8 years old. She's like the cutest kid she's like the sweetest kid in the world. Like, she's like big time, brings presents, gives massive hugs. Like, Rob was here when she left. She's like, that kid gave me this big hug. It was unbelievable. She's so sweet. I said, yep, that's her, man. So she, she was so happy with it. Maya from Canada, they were really stoked. They left. We're talking about them coming out and kind of doing another batch of songs, either December or January. And so I have abandoned the whole UAD2 platform, with the satellite. I'm done with it. It's just, the plugins, the plugins, a lot of their plugins are now just native anyway. So I just did the full, native. I set up through iLock or whatever, and now I have all their native plugins that I own. I sold the UA2 satellite, like brand new. I mean, it's never left the studio, so it's just for my setup. It just got to be too much. I want less. The beautiful thing, and I rarely have nice things to say about Universal Audio. But one thing they did nice that I wish FabFilter had done. When FabFilter went from FabFilter 2 to FabFilter 3, the 2s didn't work anymore. So, that EQ, and I mean, I use the EQ, the multiband, and the limiter, but that EQ is on like, half the tracks on every song that I've done in the last 10 years. So all those years of mixing, like if I have recalls, it just comes out, deinstantiated. It doesn't show. FabFilter 2 sucks. Big boo-boo. Big boo-hoo. But UA, the plugin shows up and it just has the little thing, like not authorized. But you can see the settings. So I have like the 1176 or the LA2A or the Pultec or whatever. I can open up the native version and just like beep beep beep, in 2 seconds I've got it. I don't have the Pultecs. I guess the Pultecs are not native yet, so I just put on a Puigtec. But like the Distressor, the 1176, the LA2A is everywhere. There's just a few of them, man. So that was really exciting. So I sold the UA satellite. I sold it in about an hour on Reverb. I was like, dang, man, I should have went more. Nah, guy got a good deal on it, though. I sold my ribbon mic, and I pulled my cab. So my Bogner cab is here. I was going to sell this thing yesterday, and this guy messed me up, man. It's happened a couple of times in, let's say, the last 10 years or whatever, selling through either Craigslist or Facebook. This guy was on Facebook. And the thing is, it showed that he lived in Pensacola and it had like no photos. I should have not, I don't know. But what I do is I send, I message my phone number. I say, hey, text me. I don't give anybody my address unless I have their phone number. So there's some point of, so they're in the loop. So especially Craigslist. And like what I want to say is that I've bought and sold hundreds of things in the last 8 or 10 years. Everything from, Neumann mics to guitars to, guitar pedals, everything, monitors, you name it, studio gear, guitar gear. And 99% of the people are fine and they're cool and they come over. And I'm just, I'm kind of backing off of it. A number of the things that I've sold over the last year, I just sell to my friend at Guitar Center. I don't make as much dough, but I don't care. I don't really want people here. This, I figured, well, let me put it up for sale. I didn't even know if anybody was going to, and then this guy hit me up. Well, anyway, he was set to come yesterday at 1, so I kind of got my schedule going. So I hit him up in the morning. I'm like, hey, is it still good? He's like, hey, listen, I've got some workers at my house. How about 3? I said, okay, cool. So I had my kids' friends. We were at the YMCA. We're playing basketball. My whole afternoon is now centered around being back here at 3. So at about 2:20, I send him a text, and I'm like, hey, listen, we're going to wrap up here, and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, okay, yeah, I'm sitting in some traffic. I'll see you in a little bit. And that was it. That was it. I called him. I texted him about 5 or 6 times. I even messaged him on Facebook. Ghosted me. Never showed up. So, right before we got Bo, I found a Mastiff on Craigslist, and I was like, oh, that could be kind of cool. Like, get some monster dog, right? I don't know. Probably wasn't a good idea. Little kids, let's get a Mastiff. It's like, yeah, let's get a 16-foot reticulated python. So I set up to meet this guy in the parking lot at, I think, a place called Jackson, Tennessee. It's about an hour and a half outside of Nashville. And it was like, yeah, meet me there at like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. I'm like, okay. I said, I'm going to load up my kids and everything. Now, at that time, this was 8 years ago, there was a little bit of things going on. People saying, hey, there's people that are like setting up like for you to come buy something and then they jack you. So I was a little, I was just like, okay. I mean, it's a dog. I'm going to have my kids with me, my wife, everything will be cool. Anyway, drive out to Jackson, Tennessee. Dude never shows up, never hits me back, never replies, nothing. I drove my wife and my kids out, way out in the country, to a PetSmart. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I thought about what it said in those like little, the things saying, oh, there's people jacking. I'm like, everybody in the car, we're out of here, man. So that was it. But anyway, so this guy kind of did this. So the Bogner's in there. I just like the way this is working, and I just don't know if I'll. And I only play at church and in a corporate band, and I use my FM9. I'm not gigging. I'm not, I'm not in some rock band where I'm going to bring a half stack. So anyway, the cabinet really looks nice. Having pulled it out, now it's sitting here. It's like brand new. It's the basket weavy tan front with the black kind of paisley Bogner Tolex. It looks it's sharp. Yeah, it's. I think it's like the same Tolex as the Ecstasy. Yeah. So anyway. But I just wanted to put that out there. So here's the template. So if I come here, let's say I'm opening up a session, I would come in and go import session data. I know we've kind of gone through this, but I have updated some things. And now I come in here and I do import session data, and I go all the way to the end of H3000. I also have a new I/O setup where everything's named. So let me go here and I'll show you what I got. So, yeah, and if you're in Logic or Cubase, you probably have the same thing. It won't look the same or whatever, but in Pro Tools, here's like my I/O. So now you'll see I have G Echo, Guitar Echo, G Room, which is the room, G Chorus, and I just put back, I'm going to go into this G plate and GH3000. So it's 5 of them, and you'll see that there's corresponding buses on all of the guitar tracks. These are all the guitar tracks, and then these are the effects tracks, or the the auxes, right? These are stereo auxes. So if I come here, I've got repeater, and I had it at one point set up for like, I had 2 of them. I had a quarter, and then I had like a ping pong. I'm like, oh, this is stupid. Let me just have one, and then I've just got my own little presets. I got a ping pong and fourth filter, which is a quarter notes filtered. The second one is the room, which is now back to, boom, the 224. When I went native, or no, I don't know what happened. Oh, I was having some issues with that plugin, so I just pulled it off and got Valhalla, the Valhalla room up there, which sounded great too. I just happen to like this one. So once I went to native on Pro Tools, I was able to go to my earlier template save of this, pull it up. It showed this plugin, but it said down here like not authorized or deauthorized or something. But I was able to look and get the exact settings. So there's my room. There's my chorus, which is the Brigade chorus, which was another one, which I haven't done anything. This is just the default. I haven't messed with it yet. And then the plate is little plate, and then the H3000 is the H3000. Some guy posted up a video yesterday going through all these different split harmonizers. It was really nice, very involved. He was doing that "Pull Me Under," the Dream Theater song. Really nice. And he had like the AMS. He had Valhalla delay. He had Little Labs micro pitch, and he had the H3000 plugin. And I kind of liked this one the best in a way. Everybody else kind of liked the micro pitch. The micro pitch is nice, but and it may be better for vocals. It felt very low cut. It didn't feel as like full. Like I liked this better with the guitars, and I have micro pitch too. And I hit him up, or I texted on there or messaged on there that I liked the H3000. I thought it was a good video too. And then he commented, and I commented back this morning, and I said, "Oh, you should check out also the Dimension D, this guy." So now that I go in here, I've got 2 UA. I've got UAD. These are all the ones that UAD 2, I guess it's called, which are all the ones that go with like satellite or like the hardware. And then you go to Universal Audio UAD-X. These are all of the native, which this is the other thing that I love about this. When you have Universal Audio, when you open this up, you get every single plugin they sell. Hundreds. So if you own 13 of them or 17 or 21 of them, you're getting still 150. But with the UAD-X, which is the native, you only get the ones you own. Way better. That was one thing I did not like about the UA. One of the things I didn't like about the UA thing. Anyway, here you go. And Studio D, which is native. This is really nice too. So I told him, that's a really good one if you ever wanted to check it out. And then here I just got it set with the same one that he did, to 231 micro pitch. For years, anybody that's followed me, like especially when I had my SSL, and before that and after that, I had 2 of them. One was like 231, and the other one was like 509, 506, which is another version of a micro pitch. So anyway, so here we go. So we'll remember, these are now in pairs. You'll see IR 1A, 1B. Okay, I know this is a recap a little bit, but it's kind of the end of it because this is now the template with the new IO. So you'll see here 1A, 1B, but because they're both the same number, it signifies that they're grouped, right? So this is one, meaning this is one performance. So you go here and you've got the left side, which is the channel 2 of the rectum. Oh, sounds so good, man. And then this is the right side, which is the ecstasy. Much like kind of, I don't know how to I don't know how to say how I feel about it exactly. There's like a dirty, not so much a dirtiness, but there's like more of like a, I guess maybe, I don't know, it doesn't sound as like scalpely refined as the rectifier. So together they sound great and really wide. So the first thing I want to just double check is my phase and polarity. Remember, phase is the distance between the ticks, and then polarity is, does the initial peak transient go up or down? So now if I go here and I go up, right, and now I come here and I open up that waveform. I go there and I open up that waveform and I look at this. Look at that. There you go. So we go here. Now we'll just record a second and get. Yeah, buddy. So now we come here, and again, we've got these paired off. So if I open both, I open up these. These are the buses for the effects. So if I do this, I guess Option Command and hit the little doohickey, they turn into. So you will see this here is for the left side. This is the right, or 1 and 2. So if I turn up a little bit here, you'll see both of them go. You see it? You see it? And there it is. So the first one is the second one is room. Really nice, right? The room. And that's, again, I like to putting that on just a little bit while I'm all the time, just because it's not as stark as just the IR. Like, it sounds more like the cab in the room. Here's Brigade Corps. Woo, doggy! Here's a little plate. Here's a little, like, a plate reverb, which should get a bigger reverb. And keep in mind, the plugins can be switched out. So these are just kind of markers, and you'll see the inputs correlate, because remember, I named it in the IR. So this is inputting. The first one is G echo, second G room, G chorus, G plate, which is what we're on, and then the last one is G H3000. And again, you can use these for anything else, vocals, synths, doesn't make a difference. You could put a snare drum on it if you want. So, and like in the heat of it, if I want, I could switch that out for dimension Studio Dimension, or I could put Micro Pitch Shift by Soundtool. I want to do, and then that's it. I got to take my son to his friend's house, the whole week off of school. I'm wondering this. Let's try one thing, and then we're done. We're done. Bypass. Nice little, like, and that'd be more like some of the things you would do in your mixing. So everything you hear. That just sounds just killer. But everything you hear here is unprocessed. I figure this is that channel, a lot of unprocessed. But you will see on each one of these, there's a little high shelf, like a little cut on the high end on all of these pulse things. But again, it would be sculpted once you're mixing. This just gives you a little idea. They're all the same, and it's with the own hammer. I think the next video is going to be, I'll track a little like 30-second rockin' part, and then just go through all the different, not all the different, but a bunch of the different IRs. I've got York, I've got Bogren, I've got Own Hammer, I've got some Celestion, I've got the Leon Todd. This is a combination of the Own Hammer Recto and the Leon Todd TV Mix 7. Yeah, I'm happy. Peace out.